Hail and well met. It's a thing Sam told me to say. Welcome to Deep Dive. Today we're going on an adventure. An adventure into... Oh dear. So Jeff Good sent us a Blu-ray of Dungeons and Oh God. Today, me and my adventuring party, my wonderful... Okay. Yep. So today we're watching Dungeons and Dragons. If you want to send us movies to watch on the show, send Blu-rays to this P.O. box or this one. They're all the same, really. I'm just giving Thaddeus work to do. You should join the Patreon as well, patreon.com/moviesandmikey, because this week was selected by the patrons. God help us. Welcome to Deep Dive. There's plenty to go around.
Microfiber man.
It's like a good idea. Now I'm like, I should clean my
glass.
I got French fry grease on it because I'm
the divided land.
Alright, here we go.
Ruled by the mages, an elite group of magic users.
That's you.
The lowly commoners, those without magic.
None shall pass. Did I do it right?
No.
Izmir's young
That was
empress,
almost as good as your hail and Wilmette.
wishes equality and prosperity for all.
I give it a 0 out of 100.
The evil mage, Protheon, has other intentions.
Yay! New Line Cinema. Wait.
Hail and well met, y'all. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh boy. I mean, they have the ampersand in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa!
I mean, okay. They're Dungeons and or Dragons.
CG's not bad.
I know, this is serviceable for sure. Okay. Yeah, this is actually a cool intro.
It doesn't.
For like 2001, yeah.
The movie's called Dungeons and Dragons, and
Yeah.
0 to Dungeon and Dragon was first scene.
Yeah.
Hey!
Guys,
All right.
we have a dungeon and a dragon in like the first 2 minutes.
It's delivered.
Primo.
We are good.
So the main villain, who is an evil mage named Protheus?
Ooh, Protheon.
Protheus.
Yep.
Nope.
So we start out by seeing he's trying to control dragons.
You have the power of the immortals.
So they're in love,
You
right?
can control dragons with the dragon army.
Because they're cute together.
They are also his armor. Are you reading that?
Yeah.
So we meet this really cool dragon and then instantly see it gets killed, and that was not great.
No.
And then its blood mixes with the water and sets the water on fire, which was great.
It's a lot of blood.
Oh, is the dragon blood gonna do? Yeah.
It's gonna. Oh, now it's in the water supply.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So Deep Dive is a show where we have to struggle watching movies that were generally thumbed at by noses and various accoutrements. So it's, can you find a way to love a movie?
Yeah.
And I'm not there yet. I will be, because the costumes are magical. Like, I'm all on board for that.
What's happened so far? All I remember is Velvet.
There has been a lot of velvet. The costuming has been incredible.
Very good.
And-
Extremely good.
And also very telling.
Asmath, your loyalty is commendable.
These costumes, though.
Yeah.
But we have all watched the Empress
Which is the box we
have
check a
all
lot.
had her views on what she considers to be the injustice
But yeah, that's
of the land.
Sad.
Yeah, I feel like we're saying all the stuff that we usually say about this of like, clearly costuming was on point, clearly set
As
was
is
on
ours,
point.
so
yes,
we're-
absolutely. As we have all completely committed the exact amount of effort, the same across the entire party, we have all really decided to bring the next level costuming.
The point I was making about the costumes is when he's being evil, he's wearing his black outfit, and when he's talking to the council, he's in all white. So like the costumes are very much saying a lot about the characters, which I think is great. The costumes are beautiful. practical effects have been really on point.
This is from an era where we were just getting Star Wars Episode 1 and The Matrix, where they were starting to realize that they could just casually integrate VFX into movies.
Oh, Thora Birch. Yes, so she plays an empress that has really wacky notions of equality.
Right.
All people deserve to be free and equal, whether commoner or mage.
The mages don't want that.
No.
I humbly ask that we vote to remove the scepter from the Empress's control so that government in Ismail will remain secure.
I call for a vote of no confidence in Council of Valorum.
And destroy.
Well, so he wants her staff because with the staff, he can control dragons.
Right.
This seems to be his main motivation, is controlling dragons.
Dragons.
Which in a Dungeons and Dragons film seems reasonable.
We're good.
So the council makes the decision to take the staff away from the Empress. She has to figure out a way to keep her staff so that she can continue making life better for everybody.
I've been searching for an ancient artifact called the Rod of Savril. It holds the same powers as your scepter, with one difference. It controls red dragons.
Is this movie 3rd edition or 4th
If you could
edition?
obtain it,
So the idea is that Jeremy Irons is doing the
Oh my
absolute
gosh.
most, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
He wants to wrest control of this empress and basically take over.
bring
We
down
liked it.
that useless council of idiots with her.
What is your
Hey,
wish?
Jeremy, bud, I need you at a 5 million. Every word. He definitely got the note to act big.
Act most.
He cashed that check.
Yes.
Yeah, the acting is a lot to take in. It's definitely, they've cranked that up to 11, but
It feels like it was a movie that was considered for children. So everyone
yeah.
acts this big and very, you know.
Even
which
like
is-
facial expressions.
it works for me, I think, because this is about a board game that is all about acting, right? Like it's role playing. People are like really playing into their roles. They're not giving me the approving looks that I wanted. I was so proud of myself for like a second, and then no.
Not a lot of people are phoning this one in. The only thing that has actually been outright goofy to me has been the dragon. A lot of the CGI castles and like even the crazy ear snakes and stuff like that looked pretty
That
cool.
was cool, yeah.
And here's why.
I cast magic missile.
Oh!
That was well timed.
Yeah, actually.
Oh!
Whoa! 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 That is a very good effect.
Oh!
Dude, he just put goiters in that dude.
That guy rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, that was a crit.
What are we watching? This performance is incredible.
Right!
He's like actually about to burst a blood vessel. Real.
Oh! Oh, this.
Dude, he put piranha plants in his body.
Oh no.
And then this dragon just looked goofy. It looked like the character Goofy.
We knew one was going to be a struggle. I knew it was going to be this movie when it got picked. It's just tonally, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, it's pretty bad so far.
But I love it. I'm having a good time and it's bad.
Yeah.
So it's still great.
In the meantime, we meet a couple of roguish dudes
Camps.
that conspire to steal from a magic school.
While the lake is on fire because people will be distracted.
The what? The magic school? Are you crazy?
We'll break into the magic school. No, think of what we could get. And with the fire, it won't be heavily guarded.
And this plan actually seems fairly decent. Like they get into the school and they start stealing stuff. It's only when one of them plays a prank on the other one. He screams a little bit too loud and then people know that they're there.
You know how much we could get for one of these?
So the direction was Marlon Wayans do that scream every
Yeah.
scene.
Constantly, yeah.
Even Marlon Wayans is just doing the most Marlon Wayans that he
Yeah,
can.
absolutely.
Yes, full Wayans.
You always go full Wayans.
Yeah.
And then the cool mage librarian
Yeah.
finds him.
I don't know her name.
No. Oh, Marina.
Marina. I only know that because Sam made a joke while we were watching the show.
Marina's face is like,
Yeah.
huh? Ooh.
Yeah, you need to sell us on shock. Oh, perfect.
Now you're like disconcerted and a little attracted to the protagonist.
Don't bite her. Don't bite her.
No.
Cleanup crew's more like it. Thieves trying to rob us.
Oh man. Plan didn't work.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's a thing.
Yeah, this feels like it was written by someone who had Dungeons & Dragons described to them.
And then loves when Marlon Wayans screams.
I actually like these two together.
Yeah.
Promise, now jump. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Marina is the librarian. She is the apprentice, it seems, to the main counsel to the Empress. So she sees her mentor get killed.
Ah! Is that a Vulcan neck piece? No, I think he did just snap his neck.
Yeah, he snapped it. Dang, that was
Okay.
Cool. And then runs away with the ancient scroll that shows them the location of this other staff that controls dragons.
Red dragons.
Red dragons specifically.
The scene where they're tethered together
That was
to
fun.
her as she's escaping, that was really fun.
There on the run are two roguish scamps and the librarian find a dwarf who is incredible.
He's great.
He's
So far, so awesome.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because that is like way too early for that.
No.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah. Okay.
He's scrappy, I remember.
Yeah, I think I love him.
So they escape into a sewer, and then we have a very classic like tavern scene, which is really lovely.
Practical, it's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this makeup is done.
I love a good tavern scene, you know?
For sure. And that transition was cool. Taking us upstairs to the.
Yeah, this is a cool tracking shot.
It's well staged.
You get to see prosthetics and makeup that's done extremely well.
People eating chicken with their hands.
Yeah.
Shoveling.
I love that he's making noise while doing it.
After the tavern scene. Oh,
Yeah, so it turns out that the librarian has been trying to decode the scroll.
This is an ancient scroll, not a blueprint for Bucky.
The lovable scamp that I'm sure I know from some 90s movie or another actually ends up being able to decode it, gets sucked into it, she gets sucked into it.
See that there? I knew that boy had talent.
they have a whole scene that we don't see.
It's glossing over everything to the point where they just cut a scene where a ghost told them the backstory.
We never saw that. What we saw was the dwarf picking up the scroll that both of them have disappeared into, shoving it into his pants, and then trying to escape before the evil minions come. And the way that he does that is by pushing a table over and yelling, "Bar fight!" And then a bar fight happens.
If you yell bar fight, people just start fighting. Yeah. He cast bar fight.
So that's the scene that we saw. Do I appreciate that? Yes. Did it help with the plot? Not really. But that is what we got to see. They pop out of the scroll and tell us,
Tell me what you got us into.
According to the wraith inside the scroll, the rod we're looking for caused the Great War.
I feel like there was a scene
What
cut
does this rod
there.
do?
This movie seems to resent its backstory because it's like, oh yeah, the lost staff of Isafar, don't worry about it. Anyway, adventure time!
It caused the Great War.
the rod that they're looking for caused the Great War, and they've promised to find it.
Ta-da.
They're just like, no, trust me, a ghost told us this, it was cool.
It was the toast ghost. He just loves toast.
That's what we come here for his wry wit. Anyway, let's go.
I got murdered on camera.
You did! Sir, I'd like
going to report a murder.
We just stopped at the point where we now know what our main characters have to do.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm getting from this so far is that within the first 5 minutes, we got a dungeon and a dragon, which was within said dungeon. So far, it's measuring up to expectations.
I'm having fun because we're watching it together, which is the show, which means it's fine.
I mean, how can you be mad when you're wearing latex ears?
Sure.
Okay. Pistachio, pistachio.
Thank you. This is a thin. They're so thin.
It feels like communion.
Yeah, who is it? All right.
Any
I
different?
mean, what's the quality of a pistachio versus any other nut?
This tastes more like almond.
Right?
Yep.
It's pretty subtle.
Yep. It tastes exactly like Spumoni ice cream.
That's pretty good.
The old spaghetti factory in Portland. We'd always get the little scoop of Spumoni ice cream afterwards, and that's what this tastes like.
Practical set.
Ain't bad.
Wow, that's a lot of extra.
Yeah. And a horse. You can also move our 4 things of French fries.
A lot of dynamic shots.
Yeah, I think the cinematography is pretty great.
Marlon Wayans just stealing candles.
Come on.
Whoa!
So we are on part 2 of Dungeons and Dragons.
So anyway, Dungeons and Dragons is a film.
Again, the pace is staying pretty fast. They are constantly moving from place to place, doing things.
It's a pleasure to meet you. A fellow thief. Are the pleasures all?
Yes! It's freaking riffraff.
There was a cool moment. There was that whole Thieves maze run by riffraff Indiana Jones situation.
He was great.
What might I do for you?
The unity of our kingdom.
Mm-hmm. We understand you have something called the Eye of the Dragon.
We desperately need it.
Yes, but I'm always happy to help the family.
Excuse me, I need to go shoot a Whitesnake video.
Anti-skill bodies.
Does anyone have a hood of a trans? Can you answer me this question? What are they doing? What is their adventure goal?
They had to go through the Thieves.
Riff Raff's escape room.
Yes.
Oh my god, they're gonna go to an escape room!
Pretty much.
Ooh, that green screen is rough.
They had to go through that, which was absolutely gorgeous, I thought. Like,
Yeah, that was fun, actually.
the way that he did that and what it looked like, I thought was really cool.
The thing that he was going through this Indiana Jones type maze thingy to get was this thing that they call the Eye of the Dragon.
Yes.
That was fun. And then the little twist of, oh, it wasn't actually his.
Right, he actually
maze.
needed somebody to go get this thing for him.
Yeah.
So he was pretending it was his maze so that he could not get killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
Wait, oh, really? It was real?
Well done, you. You are absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. You know, I waited 15 years for someone to come along and pick that lock.
That was actually really, really cool, and that felt pretty good.
You know, if you're a thief and if you're trying to steal something, that seems like a pretty good plan to not get yourself killed.
Why don't you give me what's rightfully mine?
No, it's not
What
his.
about honor amongst
His.
thieves?
Oh, it's not his maze.
Yeah.
Riff Raff wanted him to give it to him, and he was like, no, I earned this. Then Damodar showed up.
Damodar classic.
The timing of that guy, right?
Whoa!
Oh, okay. It's a good question. Good question.
They got that.
Damodar said it was a key to unlock a thing that maybe then gets the rod that controls the dragons.
Subtle.
I think.
Another bar fight.
Yes, though nobody announced it.
Bar fight.
You must announce it.
He's stealing their shit.
Do it.
That's cool.
We announced it
Yeah,
several times,
yeah.
but they didn't.
Sorry, the soundtrack going along with ding, 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 ding.
Marina gets kidnapped
Yep.
by Damodar. Ridley and Snails
Yep.
gets kidnapped by the gorgeous elf woman.
Yes.
What?
No!
I wouldn't do that.
How did they sneak up that close?
If I were you.
They're elves.
Oh, really?
She's absolutely stunning.
Who is working for the Empress.
Yes. The elf woman finds out she is too late. The scroll has been taken by Damodar. No, they still have the eye.
They still have the eye, yeah.
Okay.
And then they have a map, and then that together is gonna lead them to the thing that controls the dragons. I think that's what they're going for. I don't know. I'm just blinded by costumes and sadness.
Damodar then, this scene was hard. The ear snakes come out of,
Just like that.
it's so bad. They suck out the information from Marina's head.
What was tonally whiplashful? Is that a word?
It is now.
It's like everyone is acting like this and that, and then all of a sudden it's like actual terrifying trauma and screaming.
This lasted so long. It was a very long scene.
It was a good scene though. Like
yeah.
it actually established some pathos for
sure.
this guy, for Damodar.
Yeah,
like,
Damodar actually got the backstory.
It is Prothean's desire to dethrone her,
Oh, okay.
not mine.
He doesn't want to be doing this stuff, but he's like trapped into it, right? He
Yeah,
has
yeah.
these crazy earworm things.
I do not obtain Rod. I will die.
This actor is actually.
Please,
Yeah, he's given it.
help me.
Not controlling him, but like will kill him if he doesn't succeed.
all up ins.
Yeah, that was cool to get some backstory on him.
That happened. A lot happened.
It got sad and unbelievably over the top, terrifying and scary, and emotions and screaming.
We did get to see a beholder, so that was cool.
That was great.
That's cool.
I think the Beholder in Big Trouble in Little China is still better. I'm sorry.
All beholders.
Yay, Beholders! Yay!
Little distraction.
Roll for initiative.
So then Marina's in jail. Ridley and Snails, they split up. Ridley tries to find Marina, Snails tries to find the map, which led to probably one of my favorite practical effects I
that
have
was fun.
seen
Yeah.
in a movie.
Oh, but there was a really, really cool quicksand rug.
The
That was
quicksand
great.
was
That was
incredible.
awesome.
Well, it was really cool when he was actually getting sucked into the carpet, but then afterwards he just looked like he was covered in wet oatmeal, which made it really hard to like take
Focus
the
on,
stuff
yeah.
that follows more seriously.
Right.
So Snails.
Oh, Snails is fucked.
There it is.
Just like you thieves. Always taking things that don't belong.
I love that his
Yeah,
What do you think a thief?
That's the definition!
Snails gets caught by Damodar. They fight a little bit. Snails is definitely losing.
Snails puts up a good
He
fight
does.
though. He's wily and he is pretty brave considering. Like he's
Oh,
been
yeah.
screaming and running away from everything else in the movie, but then he's confronted with this like big Darth Vader motherfucker, and then he's like, okay, bring it.
Yeah, I think he kind of understands like there's no real other option.
Yeah.
As the action ramped up, our enthusiasm for it did, and then the quicksand rug got pulled out from under us.
I see what you did there.
He gets into a dead end and he decides to put up one last fight against Damodar.
Stuff happens.
Rest in peace, Snails. For now.
Well, he does die.
Oh, he gets super stabbed.
Yeah.
Whoa, damn. Oh, God.
Actually, a lot of people get super stabbed.
He did he get stabbed?
Yeah, because he had the little like
He got his
Assassin's Creed
arm like
wrist,
fully like
double broke.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
What a deal. Thanks. Wait, is Snails gonna die?
Then there were noises involved.
There were
and
there were crunches.
Combo breaker.
And then Wesley gets stabbed
Yep.
and twisted.
A little bit, yeah. There was
little
some
bit, yeah.
twisting there. Again, kind of reckless bravery because there's nothing else to do.
Snails is able to get some secret magic powder, so Marina is finally able to like use her magic.
I felt really, really bad. I thought there was gonna be some sort of like, she comes in and saves them with magic, but that was a little too
Yeah, she learned how to do really awesome magic after he was stabbed to death.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, now I remember.
We've been wondering, like, hey, why the hell hasn't
Why
she
hasn't
been
she
using
done
her
anything?
crazy cool magic? And for a second, I actually thought that they were treating it like spell slots of like, nope, burned them all, sorry. I'm really disappointed at how little magic she's done since then. Like,
I know. You could be
like fucking
magicking
mage hand
the
would work here.
lot.
He missed it! But she actually just needs this magic fuel powder.
So it's like black magic dust.
Oh, it's
I guess.
cocaine.
It's probably 100%
Oh
not
God, it's
that.
cocaine.
And to that point, I've never done cocaine. I don't think you just throw it at somebody to make them high. And again, I'm not experienced at this.
Miami style, baby.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of movies that would support that being the like sort of activation procedure.
Good, great.
Cocaine.
Okay. Oh, woof.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
They
So-
escape through a portal.
Yeah, they escape.
Yep.
And they do have the scroll and now
They
the
have-
dragon's eye.
They have the scroll and the dragon's eye, because that's what got Snails killed, is he threw them the scroll.
Then it felt real bad. I was not expecting to take that emotional journey, so I guess that's something the movie did right.
And then we get a very long, emotional shot on Snails. and-
Yeah.
He got 2 screaming no's at the sky. 2.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm good.
And then it just sort of just cuts from his being dead on the ground to like, hey, let's go back to the council and stuff. And I go, whoa, 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 hold up.
Now we're gonna find out what they do with that big old gem.
Yeah, with the dragon's eye.
Yeah.
And see if they can finally find that rod that everybody's been searching for.
Yeah, it's still kind of just on costumes are great and plot.
And some of the
not
practical
what they-
effects, and then whenever they
Yeah.
go to an actual location, it looks really, really nice and cool and epic.
There were definitely people that cared. It just doesn't seem to be central to what the movie is. Not trying to harsh it. I'm
No.
having a blast. It's
No,
just-
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Not,
And
it's not making me want to watch it again.
This is chaotic meh.
It's tough, but I'm glad we dressed up. All right, here we go.
Come on, Velvet.
Oblige us. You understand the consequences of your
Do
decision.
not patronize me, Asma. But if I were to give you this,
So this was after Phantom Menace.
my crime would be graver yet.
Yeah.
Have you always
That
felt
is
it?
beautiful.
This council was created to protect the people of Izmir.
Yep.
But ask
Yep.
yourself,
For sure.
is
Yep.
this what you are doing?
She does remind me of the babe.
I say
Do they
no.
have the power?
What power?
Your concern is
You do.
only for yourself,
You do.
not the people. Be careful, my friends. For once he's done with me, this council may be next.
Finally,
War
some
benefits
politics.
no one, Prothean. And I oppose it.
So we just finished watching D&D the movie.
I don't know.
No, it's fine. Gingham is +5 to AC.
I liked it.
There were dungeons, and there were several dragons. There were plenty of dragons.
This movie was undeniably like rad in a few ways.
I had one question going through my mind that entire movie. Is this so bad it's good?
Okay. That wasn't a good kiss.
That's a weird kiss.
That was a very rude
Why
kiss.
did you
Okay, that
keep
one's
going
better.
up?
Actually, that's easy to answer. Yes.
If that's the bar, then we hit it. We super did.
So bad it's good is generally like, are the decisions you made funny?
That's impossible.
Yes, they are.
It has all of these different elements that are just not stitched together, right?
And sometimes that actually played to its benefit. Sometimes when we thought they were going to like make a bad joke or maybe say something problematic, they didn't because they didn't think to.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the story behind this movie is probably better than the movie itself.
I want to know what the people making this movie thought that they were making, because it doesn't gel with a lot of the themes of Dungeons and Dragons, even though it has a lot of the same things.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I've certainly seen a lot of it and heard a lot of it in like live play podcasts. This was not it.
Pick a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, like Adventure Zone or C-Team. They're all better than this, which is fine.
I had a hard time because it's called a D&D movie.
It's clearly a conflicted movie where not everyone knew what they were doing.
Like, dragons in D&D are super important half-gods. In this one, they're just kind of mindless beasts that you can wave around with a staff. Like, if you could just summon a herd of cats with a laser pointer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's attacking her own city, technically.
Yeah. She's attacking her own government.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Well, it is a civil war. Whoa!
Yeah, but damn.
Oh, dip!
No, I get that it's a whoa. There's like many of those.
It doesn't even feel like a complete movie. Like, it's not all one film. It feels like 3 films that kind of fell together in a blender.
You and your countrymen are very close to irreparably destroying the fabric of magic with this rod you seek.
Steak just
The
went
rod
up.
is man-made, unnatural. It must not be disturbed.
It's really weird. It's a total disconnect.
But like the one person who said this rod is what they needed is dead. So I don't, like nobody's reassessed.
That's fair, yeah.
The writing was fine.
The writing in this is challenging because it isn't anything new.
Yeah.
All of the actors are acting in just whatever movie, and not even consistently so. Everyone's over the top and enunciating.
And Jeremy Irons is just there to scream and laugh at a tennis ball off screen. Okay, that's pretty cool. They're like ganging up on each other.
Run, young ladyship, but you'll never run far enough.
At least he was very polite.
Of course, Jeremy Irons stays doing the most, and I'm here for it. Always super great.
This is so good!
If he had just shouted Martha, if he had just said it, this would have been the greatest movie ever made.
Again, individual parts that are very well maintained and polished and then shoved into this big, uncohesive mess.
It tried it. It tried us. It tried our patience. It tried and succeeded with costumes. It was an attempt. Bless them. But we did have a lot of fun.
The point of the show is I get my friends together, and can you find a way to love it?
This is not a Dungeons and Dragons movie so much as it is just a fantasy movie. And if you think about it in that way, I think it gets better and it gets easier to appreciate.
It all comes down to this execution that is less than the sum of its parts.
Once again, with movies like this where we are riding on the struggle bus together, we do see how much care has been taken. It's not like this was just some throwaway project.
Okay, things the movie does really well. It assembles an actual D&D party. It's got a thief and a rogue. Wait, those are the same thing.
Fight scenes were like sprinkled throughout it.
And a ranger and a mage.
Great rooms, gowns, beautiful gowns.
And a dwarven fighter. That shit is awesome.
Generally, we lean on the look of the movie and the costumes and delivered again.
All of the fight choreography was well done and it made sense for the characters.
And they actually perform different things throughout. They all have to rely on their different skill set.
Damn it all. He looked great, and then I noticed that there was a marked improvement in the acting too toward the latter half.
And then it hits the halfway point where Snails dies, and then all of a sudden it's this hardcore, actually serviceable drama, which I found interesting.
And a story that has to do with like ancient artifacts and curses and too many dragons.
Yeah. See, this stuff is really cool.
Yeah, all of the sets, the costumes.
If you treat D&D like Indiana Jones, where cause that's all it, like you're pilfering ancient ruins and stuff like that. Like that's when it's cool.
It all of a sudden becomes a very cool thing that we're watching.
Hey!
You made what we deserved.
Bounce.
This is the greatest movie ever, all of a sudden.
The Empire of Ismar.
I feel like 90% of the character growth and arc went into developing Damodar, which is cool because he ended up being a really compelling secondary enemy lieutenant.
At the end, when the henchman finally gets the staff to control red dragons, Ridley, who has given it to him, is like, okay, now you have to release my friends.
You said you let them go!
All of it was really subtle. Like,
I lied.
clearly they make.
And that's it. And you're like, he lied, guys. He did that thing. He told the truth, you know?
Oh!
Your lantern, no!
Oh, that's cool.
Why didn't they do this like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. The end of the movie has a magic sword fight on top of a tower while two different colors of dragons fight in the air around a magic city. I mean, this is pretty cool. Like execution otherwise, like dragon on dragon war in the middle of a fantasy city.
Dragon dogfights.
Pretty fucking sweet. That rules school. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's pretty sweet. You have to appreciate at a certain point how cool it is.
Ridley looked great.
That leather jacket at the end? Come on.
This is a very strange cut because the music is still playing.
Whoa!
Okay. I love this outfit more than I can say.
Yeah.
Very Han Solo at the end.
He should start a band.
We lost Snails and then sort of got him back.
Do not question your gift. Your friend awaits you.
The fuck?
He's just in the rock.
So it was sort of billied, but not really billied, because then we didn't actually get to see him. We don't know where he is or how he came back, but he did, allegedly.
And let's just all agree.
Put your hands on the retcon stone.
We couldn't afford to get Marlon Wayans back to film.
You're about to.
Wait, oh!
What? Wait, what? Pardon? Wait.
Oh, wait a second.
Hold on.
To Fern Gully!
That was a thing that happened, and that is how the movie ended.
That's not where that is. Why?
He was in the map, I guess? I don't know.
I heard there was another movie on this DVD.
I want to watch the sequel.
Oh, there's a second one, that's right.
I've never seen
They did it was like straight to DVD, I think.
Same cast?
No.
Dungeons and Dragons 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Honestly, when everybody's done and they leave, I might put it in.
I would love to see that one, because I want to know what of this they thought would have been a good idea to do again.
This was fun, we had a good time, and that's fine.
But man.
It's also hard to love at parts. I don't think it's as good as the other movies, which is the struggle. So we're gonna be honest about that aspect of it.
Again, the writing was challenging.
Wow, what a confusing mess of a thing, huh?
That was a struggle. Ooh.
But overall, I think it was a fun movie. It just maybe doesn't deserve the name Dungeons and Dragons.
But you should definitely send movies to this P.O. box right there. Wingardium Leviosa. I made Thad have to throw the address that time.
I would say it was an attempt. Loved watching it with my friends. Loved watching it with this awesome party of people.
There's a lot of stuff that was fun.
Hot hail. Hot hail. Oh boy. Oh shit.
There would just be these like surprise moments that were really fun.
Wow, that's gonna kill so many people. Oh my god!
I know Elisa and I especially were both like, what? Like constantly.
Oh, get steepled! Yeah, it was fun watching it. It was super fun. And I also really, really want to watch a modern Dungeons and Dragons.
I would love to see what this movie would look like being made now in a post, holy shit, we love dragons because of Game of Thrones world, instead of maybe where it sat.
Like in the era of prestige television, you could do a really cool, proper D&D world, especially on Netflix. You're welcome.
We did have a lot of fun. And really, what's Deep Dive if not fun?
Yeah, it was whatever. Bye.
Next time on Deep Dive.
Why is this here? I was supposed to pick next, right? Hello? I'm just gonna go grab a movie real quick. Okay. Here goes nothing. I'm sorry. Oh. Oh, there's a note in here and someone spelled my name right, so that's cool. This is odd. Aww. It's a card. It's a nice little Halloween card. It's time again for trick or treat.
I've sat on the sidelines too long. I've now entered the game. Choose wisely. Your ladies' night just became a... Somebody help me out. Give me a hashtag thing. You're good at those.
Ladies' fright. Oh.
Wait, what was I talking about?
This is mean. This is freaking mean. Clearly there must be a theme here. And it's shitty sequels that we have to learn to love. It's a deep dive. That's what we do here. You know what I haven't done before? I've never gone on a cruise. Let's change that. Speed 2. Cruise control. 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. Let's see if they get all of our thumbs. Welcome to Deep Dive.
That's right. It's motherfucking ladies' night. Wait, did I just get bleeped? Who is doing this? I'm not doing this, and I'm the goddamn editor. This is bull. Whatever.